there's been a lot of recent guerrilla activity up there where they have been targeting trucks and motorcycles. Right, so we went back along that piece of road there, came on this little road through Neva, round here, took this road down here, which was interesting, into La Plata. Now we were going to take that road to Popayán. We were told no. So we were going to take that one. Again, they said no. So we ended up coming all the way around here, into there, up through here, and into Popayán.
Well folks, I'll update you, but after a really hard day we've treated ourselves. Somebody recommended this and look where we are. Hotel Dan Monasterio. Honest to God. Far too posh for us. This is brilliant. Carl's just going in a filthy dirty from going through the mud today. Hilarious. We thought we'd been upgraded, but no. We are next door. Shall I enter? Look at this. This is incredible. Look at that. Two huge beds. Two massive like carver chairs.
Yeah.
Two dining chairs. Candelabra.
Oh
my god! Oh my god!
Did you want to take a bath?
Yes, I haven't got time now, but yes.
We haven't had a bath for over a year.
We haven't had a bath for a year. Oh my god! For a year since we were at home, have we? I've got toiletries. Look at all those toiletries.
You'll have to excuse us. We are a real mess. Look at my boots.
Oh yeah, we've been in the look. It's we'll do a piece to camera in a minute. It's been a day. It's been rather a day. We'll tell you the whole story later, or
later.
Earlier. Depends when I put it in the video. But
for now we've got.
So we've treated ourselves.
Unpacker bags. Yeah, we've treated ourselves. Do we dare say how much it is?
Well, hang on. So we checked in for 2 nights and we've got 3. Now, the other accommodation that it's always been brilliant. We've said it only costs £20 in anything between kind of £15 and £20, sometimes 12 in Colombia. So we splashed out. This is a 5-star hotel.
£40
a night. So it's like less than half the price of the crappy motels in some of the states. So
we kind of figured, you know what? We're not going to be able to afford to treat ourselves to this kind of place.
No.
Again, has to be in Colombia because it's so cheap. So
here
we
we
can't
are.
do it very
5-star
often.
hotel. Might have to put my dress on for dinner.
Because we got some admin stuff and everything else to
Yeah,
deal
we're
with.
vegetabling tomorrow.
Yeah, after today's one, but more of that later.
Yes.
Come on.
No twirling today, I'm afraid. I'll do some twirls in the next video. What a day. What an absolute day.
What an absolute corker. Well, stonker, corker. I don't quite know how to describe it.
It's been an amazing day, but...
Basically, last night we spoke to the hotel staff and we said, which route should we take from the hotel, knowing that the roads in and out were a bit rough, to say the least. We'd already had one day of it just getting there in the first place. And they suggested taking the road to the north.
And we looked on Eye of Orlando briefly and seen that a couple of years ago there had been armed robberies and all this kind of thing. It was a couple of years ago, and people had ridden that route this year, a couple of months ago. They said, oh, it's absolutely fine. Somebody said to us in a WhatsApp group, it's a bit hot there, but you'll be fine. Oh, ignore my last comment. And we thought, oh yeah, it'll be fine, didn't we? And we were quite happy to go on that north route. Kind of happy to go on the north road.
Yeah, I was packing the bikes up. The hotel is next to the police station, and there's lots of police around, and we'd seen them for the last couple of days. And this policeman came over, and using Google Translate, he was basically asking where we were going and how we were getting there. So I told him, and he said, no, don't go that way. There's been a lot of recent guerrilla activity up there, where they have been targeting trucks and motorcycles. So then it took us a while, but through Google Translate we worked out that the route that he suggested we should take was twice the time, twice the distance. So we'd gone from a 4-hour off-road ride to an 8-hour off-road ride, or at least some of it was going to be off-road.
Yeah. We weren't sure how much.
But 8 hours, we don't know, 300 kilometres. We don't normally do that much.
Tops, we think that's 4 hours ride, and that'll do us for a day. Because by the time you stopped and you faffed, you had a bit of lunch or an ice cream, you're talking 6-7 hours anyway.
And we'd already booked the accommodation. So he also asked if we'd had trouble getting in because of guerrilla activity, because we'd come from the Tatacoa Desert.
Yeah.
And I said, no, we hadn't seen anything.
Although... We had actually.
Although, yes, we had seen a kind of disused... It was
a pyramid of sticks
and
built and
fire
put in the middle of the road.
It looked like it had been burnt.
It was a fence of sticks on one side, on our side of the road. We had to go around it. Yeah.
There was no one there. It was an old roadblock, but it was a roadblock, or had been quite recently.
We rode past, but looks like that might have been a roadblock.
So we didn't think much of it. But apparently in the area we were in, there's been quite a lot of, they call it guerrilla activity. It's the
FARC, isn't it?
FARC. So anyway, we eventually got away about 9:30. And we knew we had a stonker of a day ahead of ourselves.
My heart sank when I came out and I saw you two chatting. I said, what's that? And you said, oh no, we're not going that way. It's not safe. We've got to go this way. And it said 7.5 hours. And I went, oh my God.
So the road in to La Plata, where we were, there was about 30 kilometres of off-road. Some of it was quite gnarly for us anyway, uphill, downhill, through the mountains, washout, bits and pieces.
We did it though.
We did it, but at the end of it I decided, well, it made up my mind. I don't like riding off-road. I really don't. My anxiety goes through the roof. With every knock, I think, oh, there goes another puncture, or something's just fallen off the bike. How many punches
have we had?
Well, we haven't. But
right.
That's beside. Now you've that's torn it.
Don't mention the P word.
So I was not looking forward to getting out of La Plata, and I knew that, excuse me,
whichever road we took was going to be off-road.
Yeah, we knew that.
We couldn't avoid it.
Wow. We should have looked at the roads before we went in. But anyway, we hadn't.
If we ended up there, we've got to get out.
Yeah, we had to get out. So we decided over a cup of coffee that we would follow the policeman's advice. We would take the longer road. And yeah, when we left La Plata, we had fair bits of gravel, and bits of broken tarmac and huge potholes, and there were whole areas where the tarmac had just disappeared. Then we joined the main road, and the main road was fine. It's lovely. The landscape in Colombia is awesome.
I love Colombia.
And we kind of got to the stage where we were a few miles outside of San Agustin. We'd done 3 hours. We still had at least 4 hours to go. Well, we'd done more than 3 hours. We'd done about 3.5 hours. We knew we had to make a decision pretty quickly that if we decided to stop in San Agustin and spend the night, then we would lose out on the money that we'd spent on this rather salubrious hotel we're in at the moment. It was only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had at least 4 hours ahead of us. We thought,
weather was
crack
good.
on. And the first bit of road was fantastic. It was lovely concrete road. The views were fantastic. It wasn't very busy. We thought, oh, well, maybe this is what it's going to be like all the way. Don't be silly. We had about 60 kilometres of rough road.
At least 60.
At least 60, rough road. Climbed up to over 3,000 metres. We were inside the cloud. It was very wet.
It was very wet,
The ground was slippery. The ground was muddy. The potholes got bigger.
Yeah.
Having said that, there were articulated lorries towing their trailers full of stuff. And a coach.
A bus passed us.
A coach. Yeah, and there was a coach that was broken down. I'm not surprised it broke
Quite
down.
several coaches, to be fair. But from that side of the mountains, there are no tarmacked roads across the mountains.
No.
It's the only way to connect them to the west of the country.
This was a main road.
Yeah.
This was a main road, but 60 kilometres of dirt and everything. And
I've just looked at the
hated
video and it
every
looks
minute.
flat, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It just looks like a road with a few potholes.
when
It
you-
really wasn't.
when you see the video and it looks flat, please remember, A, it wasn't flat,
The whole thing was juddering
and
us
B,
like this.
these cameras are really good with their image stabilisation, so they take out all the drama that we felt. And then we came off the other end and we hit some fantastic concrete and tarmac. Oh my God, and the sun was getting low in the sky.
The light.
And the light. Ooh, excuse me. We are so tired.
We are absolutely shattered.
The light and the landscape was awesome, and the road dropping down off the mountain
I've
was
never seen anything
wonderful.
like it. I really
was
haven't.
beautiful. We went through this town where there seems to be a festival going on, with all these chicken buses absolutely crammed with people.
I thought we
and people sat on top of them.
I thought we'd missed a border and ended up in India or somewhere because I've not seen anything like this in this continent yet.
It was bizarre. So anyway,
Just spent on one evening meal what we'd normally spend on 3 nights accommodation. But in fact, the meal was more than the accommodation. We hopefully will have a bit of good
very
news
nice.
very, very soon.
Yeah.
And it's also coming up to our first year on the road anniversary. So we thought, you know what, we've not done anything like this in the whole year. So
we splashed out a bit.
the hotel wasn't expensive.
We're in a 5-star hotel, Colombian prices, I might add.
£40 a night.
£40 a night for a 5-star hotel. You can't knock it. So yeah, we thought we'd treat ourselves. So we're here for a few nights. Yes, we are tired. We are shattered.
I'm beat.
It turned out to be nearly 9 hours.
My shoulders
on the
are
road.
killing me.
And the bikes, we just dumped them out in the car park somewhere. I'll look at them tomorrow and see what they look like.
They
then-
are the business, those T7s. Addy and Abby, honestly, we're a little team of 4, as I keep saying. Well done, team, when we do something good. And as a little team of 4, those bikes, honestly, they just take us where we need to go. They really do.
But can I just add, I hated it.
I enjoyed today. I didn't find the road hard. It wasn't technical. It was hard physically because we were, although it doesn't look like on the video, we were literally shaken like that for a couple of hours.
It was dropping down into the potholes. It was trying to find the line around the potholes.
I just go through them.
I'll look at your bike first then.
Yeah, sometimes I think I can't see a line, then I just hold on and go for it, and I just go through the potholes.
Trying to find the line without slipping off the side in the mud into the ditches off to the side.
We only slipped a couple of times.
Yeah.
To be fair. And the anxiety was like oozing out of you, every pore of your body. I could just feel it. It was awful. And then we set off. I said, "You all right?" And you went, "No, I just feel so anxious. I just want to burst into tears." didn't you? I think that was on the tarmac at the beginning of the ride because you didn't. We weren't sure what we were going to find.
Yep.
But I felt good today. It's really bizarre because I was the one that freaked out at the sand the other day and had a mega meltdown and cried. I hate sand. I just can't do sand. But I don't think either of us really like off-road, but we like where it takes us. And that's the thing. I like where the off-road takes us, but getting there is really hard work. Even a simple off-road is tiring. Tiring for me anyway. And yes, whilst we got to the end of today now, and I'm thinking, God, I feel really good that we did that. We feel like we've really achieved something today, and that's why I like it. But I don't like it. It's really odd. It's a love-hate relationship. I love where it takes us because unless you do those roads, you don't get to those places. But yeah, I don't know.
I concede that there is, sitting here now, there's a quiet satisfaction and glee that I survived today.
You did really well. I've got on better today than you mentally, but then the other day you got on better than me, and I think that's how it goes sometimes. I was just on it today in the sense that I was worried about the long day. I get tired. I do get really tired, and I was more worried about the hours.
I was going to say, and we pushed on hard because we wanted to make sure we got here while it was still daylight.
What I didn't want to do was be up that mountain on that off-road in the dark. I really didn't want to. So
thankfully, we reached the hotel in daylight.
And we did get here just in the daylight. It was coming up to
sunset.
6 o'clock, wasn't it? Yeah.
Close to sunset.
Yeah. The central square in Popayán is named after Francisco José de Caldas, a Colombian hero who was executed during the Spanish-American Wars of Independence. Designed by Caldas and built in Croydon, England, the clock face has 4 eyes instead of IV for the number 4. The guide's story to this was that Caldas designed it like this because it was more aesthetically pleasing. However, the king who had commissioned the clock thought it was a mistake and asked for it to be changed. Caldas refused to do so, and the king refused to accept the clock. It ended up in Popayán, Caldas's birthplace. The clock doesn't work now, and the hands are forever frozen at the time the clock stopped during the last tremor of the devastating earthquake in 1983. Legend has it that the bones of Don Quixote, I know, rest in the clock tower, and that anyone who aspires to be a poet or writer should come and lay their hands on the tower's walls to imbibe the spirit, soul and wisdom of universal literature's most famous character. Popayán is known as the White City due to all the buildings, except important municipal buildings, being painted white. Buildings were very often whitewashed in lime in a bid to cleanse the town from plagues and diseases. Popayán has kept these white buildings and they are repainted every March before Holy Week. On the corners of some buildings the bricks are exposed. This was originally done to allow people infected with nigua, a tropical flea which attacked the feet, to scratch their feet against the bricks to alleviate the chronic itching, which turned the bricks bright red with blood. Puente del Humilladero, the Bridge of Humiliation, was built in the 19th century next to the old Puente de la Custodia, Bridge of Safekeeping. The Bridge of Safekeeping was built in 1713 to allow priests to attend the sick in the poorer northern suburbs. The poor were not allowed to use this bridge, and the only way to get to the markets was through the river. In about 1850, the Bridge of Humiliation was built in order to reduce segregation. However, the story goes that it was where slaves were brought to the city.
Are you going to twirl away?
No, I'm just going to go. Bye.
Pathetic. but I get it.